All right, so welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going deep, as the name suggests, into DeepSeek.
Yeah.
This Chinese AI company, I feel like everyone's heard of them. They're making some serious waves, especially with their approach to large language models,
Absolutely.
all open source, which I think is really interesting.
It's really shaking things up.
Yeah, and it's a pretty young company too, right? Founded in 2023.
Yeah, just a couple of years old. Incredible how much they've achieved in such a short time.
It really is, and backed by High Flyer, a hedge fund we've talked about before.
Hmm.
But what's really interesting to me, and I think what we should really focus on today, is DeepSeek's ambition, which goes way beyond, building another chatbot or something.
Yeah.
They're aiming for AGI, artificial general intelligence.
The big one.
Yeah, the big one, exactly. So today we're going to try to break down just what they've achieved so far, how this open source approach works, and how they're dealing with some of the global challenges like the U.S. chip restrictions.
All while competing with some of the biggest names in AI.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story. So let's dive in. So first off, for our listeners who maybe aren't as familiar with DeepSeek, can you just give us a quick rundown of their deal, so to speak? What makes them different?
Okay, so DeepSeek, they're all about open source AI models,
Okay.
which basically means they develop these models, these incredibly powerful AI systems, and then they release them, make them available for anyone to use, modify, build upon.
That's pretty different from what we see with, say, Google or OpenAI.
It is. It's a completely different philosophy. Companies like Google, they keep their models close to the vest. It's all proprietary. You can only access them through their platforms.
Yeah, you get what they give you.
Exactly. But DeepSeek, they're all about transparency, collaboration. They want to democratize AI, make it accessible to everyone.
And they've got, quite a few of these models they've already released.
Oh yeah, they've been busy. They've got DeepSeek Coder, DeepSeek V3, DeepSeek R1, and probably more in the pipeline.
So can we break those down a bit? What's each one focused on?
Sure. So DeepSeek Coder, as the name suggests, it's all about helping you with coding.
Makes sense.
It's like having an AI pair programmer. It can understand over 300 programming languages.
Seriously, 300.
Yeah, it's crazy. So no matter what you're working on, this thing can help you write code, debug, even suggest solutions.
That's amazing. I mean, for anyone who's ever tried to learn to code, that sounds like a dream come true.
It really is. And then you've got DeepSeek V3. That's more of a general purpose model. It excels at understanding language, reasoning, the things we associate with intelligence.
Okay, so that's more like I guess the chatbots we're seeing, but more advanced.
Way more advanced, yeah. It can handle complex tasks, generate different creative text formats, translate languages, you name it.
And then there's DeepSeek R1. That's the one that always catches my eye because it's specifically focused on reasoning, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And that's a key step towards AGI because reasoning is something that really sets humans apart. It's our ability to think logically, solve problems, make decisions based on information.
So I guess the idea is to make a model that can reason as well as, or maybe even better than, a human.
That's the ultimate goal. And DeepSeek R1 is showing some very promising results in that area.
Okay, so we've got these models, all open source, which is already pretty amazing. But the thing that really blew me away when I first heard about DeepSeek is how well these models actually perform. They're going toe-to-toe with some of the biggest names in the industry.
Oh yeah, they're not just playing around. They're actually outperforming some of the industry giants in certain tasks.
Yeah, like DeepSeek Coder V2, it's beating models like GPT-4 Turbo, Claude 3 Opus, Gemini 1.5 Pro, and coding and math tasks.
It's remarkable, and DeepSeek V3 isn't far behind. It's outperforming Llama 3.1, Qwen 2.5, even matching the performance of GPT-4o and Claude 3.5 Sonnet.
It's like they came out of nowhere and just started dominating.
Well, they've certainly made a splash, and what's even more impressive is they're achieving this at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, that's the thing that always gets me. Like DeepSeek V3, it was trained for just $5.58 million.
Which is peanuts compared to what some of the other companies are spending.
Right, and that's partly due to their clever use of what's called mixture of experts architecture.
Ah, yes, MOE.
Yeah, can you explain that explain it like I'm 5.
Okay, so imagine you have a really complex problem to solve.
Okay, I'm imagining.
Instead of giving it to one really smart person, you assemble a team of specialists.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Each specialist is really good at one specific aspect of the problem, so they work together, each contributing their expertise to come up with the best solution.
So it's like divide and conquer, but for AI.
Exactly. That's MOE in a nutshell. Instead of having one giant model, they break it down into smaller, specialized units, each focus on a specific task.
And that's more efficient.
Way more efficient, it requires less computational power, less data, and it allows them to get around some of the hardware limitations, like the US chip restrictions.
Ah, right, because they're not as reliant on those super advanced chips.
Exactly, they're finding creative ways to work around those limitations and still achieve amazing
It's
results.
like they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Well put, and it all ties back to their ultimate goal, AGI.
Right, because this isn't just about building better tools, it's about creating something, well, something truly intelligent.
Precisely, and remember, DeepSeek was established by Highflyer specifically for AGI research.
They're not messing around.
Nope. And DeepSeek R1, their reasoning-focused model, is a perfect example of this commitment. They trained it using pure reinforcement learning, which is a really fascinating approach.
Reinforcement learning, that's the trial and error method, right?
Exactly. It's like teaching a dog a new trick. You reward the behavior you want, and over time, the model learns to optimize its actions to get the most rewards.
Interesting. So how does DeepSeek R1 stack up against, other models in the AGI space?
Well, it's already matching the performance of OpenAI's O1 model, which is considered one of the leading models in the field.
Wow. And I bet they did it for a fraction of the cost.
You bet, 95% lower cost, to be exact.
It's incredible. And, it really makes you wonder, where is all of this going? I mean, DeepSeek is moving so fast, they're so focused, and their open source approach is really shaking things up. How is this going to impact the future of AGI?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, their open source philosophy could lead to a much more collaborative and decentralized development of AGI.
So instead of a few big companies controlling everything, it's more of a global effort.
Exactly. Imagine a world where anyone, anywhere, can contribute to building and improving these powerful AI systems. The pace of innovation could be incredible, and it could make AGI more accessible to everyone, not just a select few.
And that's something we'll definitely be keeping an eye on. DeepSeek is a company to watch, that's for sure. So for our listeners out there, if you're interested in AI, in AGI, in the future of technology, DeepSeek is a name you need to know.
Absolutely. They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and they're doing it in a way that could change the game entirely.
It's exciting, a little bit scary, but definitely exciting. All right, well, that's about all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of cutting-edge tech.
Until then, keep exploring.
And keep thinking.
Yeah.